Good. Here goes.
That's a strange request, Mr. Jones, you said your name was?
Jones is right, Mr. Wayne, but strange or not, I insist that you come to my place with me now to discuss the matter.
But why? Why can't we discuss it right here?
Because as I explained before, I prefer to discuss such an important matter in my own home or in some neutral place, if you prefer.
You think I might have spies around here, eh?
Let's just say I prefer not to take chances.
I see. You know, you amuse me, Mr. Jones. You don't want to take any chances, but you don't hesitate to ask me to take them. You come here with some cock and bull story.
It's not a cock and bull story, Mr. Wayne. I've told you the truth.
Maybe. And maybe your name is Jones. But you must admit it sounds pretty fishy. I mean, telling me as little as you have and then asking me to go somewhere with you alone. How do I know you're not leading me into an ambush?
Why should I?
Well, I am pretty rich, you know. You may have some ransom idea in your head.
That's sheer nonsense, Mr. Wayne, as you'll find out. But we're wasting time. Will you come to my place?
Sorry, Mr. Jones. I'm not a coward, but neither am I a fool. You'll have to tell me more.
That's enough.
And if I refuse?
I don't go with you.
Well, do you recognize that guy Jones's voice? Do you know who he is?
No.
Oh, shucks.
But I now know definitely that I've heard his voice before, Dick. If only I could place him.
I'd like to place him too, at the end of my fist.
Well, you may get that chance. You have a pair of shears, Dick.
Uh-huh. There's a pair right here in this drawer.
Will you please let me have them?
Sure, but what do you want them for?
I'm going to cut off the last 10 or 15 seconds of this recording wire. The part where Jones tells Bruce he's Batman.
But why?
Because I'm going to play this recording for several people, and I don't think Bruce would want them to learn his double identity. Do you?
I should say not. Here are the shears.
Thanks.
Look, who are you going to play the recording for, Mr. Kent?
For the police department, and for the staff of the Daily Planet. Maybe someone can help us identify Jones.
Swell idea.
Give me a hand to this spool of wire, please, Dick. We've got to work fast. Now, Mr. White, Lois, Jim, you too, Beatty. Listen carefully to this recording of a conversation between Bruce Wayne and a man he calls Jones. I want you to see if you can recognize Jones's voice. All right, Dick, turn on the machine.
Here goes, Mr. Kent.
Listen now, all of you.
That's a strange request, Mr. Jones, you said your name was?
Jones is right, Mr. Wayne, but strange or not.
Well, nobody at either the police department or the Daily Planet recognized Jones's voice.
Yes.
Well, where do we go from here, Mr. Kent?
Gosh, I don't know, Dick. Let me think a minute, will you?
Go ahead. I'm afraid you'll have to do the thinking for both of us, because I'm so upset my head's just going around in circles.
If only we had some idea of what he wanted with Batman. And if only I could place his voice.
Yeah, if...
Say, listen, Dick. Inspector Henderson was going to have a fingerprint expert go over to the study in your house. Have you heard from him yet?
Not yet. Do you want me to give him a ring?
No, let's wait a little while, and then maybe we can... Oh, excuse me, will you? Clark Kent speaking. Ah, yes, Inspector. Did your fingerprint men turn up anything? Ah, they didn't, eh? I was afraid of that. Oh, yes, I'm listening. What? What did you say?
What's up, Mr. Kent?
Say that again, Inspector. Oh, no, but that's impossible.
What is it, Mr. Kent?
Just a minute, Dick. But I can't believe it. You did, eh? You're positive? I see. All right. Thanks, Inspector. Yes, you bet we will. Right. So long.
What gives, Mr. Kent?
Plenty. But don't stop to ask questions now. Come with me.
Where? What happened?
I'm not sure, but either Inspector Henderson has gone crazy, or we have. Come on!
Clark Kent and Dick Grayson, who is really Robin, have arrived at the Metropolis Auditorium, where a huge throng mills around the doors, trying to push their way into the already crowded building. There, Kent flashes his press card and, followed by Dick, is ushered into the auditorium to seats in the front row, directly below the empty flag-draped stage.
Will you please tell me what this is all about, Mr. Kent? Why are we here? What's going on?
This, Dick, is a mass meeting which was announced only this afternoon by an organization of selfish, bigoted people who oppose sending food and other help to Europe.
You mean the Marshall Plan?
Yes, that and any other plan to help war-torn nations.
Then what are we doing here? I don't want to have anything to do with a bunch of selfish mugs who don't want us to help those poor people.
Neither do I, Dick. But wait.
Nothing doing. I want out.
Wait a minute.
When Batman and I were in Europe, we saw people living like animals without anybody to care about them.
I know. If you listen just a moment, Dick, I can tell you
No,
why.
I won't listen. I don't want any part of this meeting.
Now look.
Besides, I've got to find Batman.
Please, wait a minute.
Excuse me, I've got to
Dick,
get out.
come back here and sit down.
I won't. Let me go.
Will you sit down? Batman is going to be here.
Batman? Here?
That's what Inspector Henderson said. The police department issued a permit for this meeting just before he called me. And get this, Batman is going to be the principal speaker.
What?
That's right, he's going to...
Are you kidding? Wait, Batman wouldn't breathe the same air as this rotten crowd.
Oh no? Look.
Huh? What?
Look up there on the stage. Look who's walking out to speak.
Christopher Columbus! It is Batman!
His eyes bulging, Robin looks up at the tall figure in skin-tight costume, gloves, cape, and bat-like hood and mask, and recognizes his companion, Batman. Can it really be Batman, who is out before the huge crowd to speak for a movement which he, Robin, Superman, and other prominent people have condemned as un-American and selfish? What can this mean?
Look, Mr. Kent, it's Batman.
Certainly looks like him, Dick.
It is him, or I'm dreaming.
You're not dreaming, son.
But how could he be here, safe and sound, while letting us think he might be dead?
I don't know.
Oh, there's something screwy going on.
Must be. Can't imagine Batman addressing a selfish, bigoted crowd like this.
Ladies and gentlemen,
He's starting his speech. Listen.
it's a great pleasure and privilege to address this splendid organization.
That's Batman, all right.
I am wholeheartedly in sympathy with your views, and I am convinced that the future of our great country rests in your hands and in the hands of those others all over the United States who think the way you do.
Did you hear that, Mr. Kent? He's with this mob.
Yes, I can't believe it, Dick.
Why, if Batman told me once, he told me 100 times that this bunch were selfish bigots. He said they were a menace to our country.
They are. I can't understand this.
I think
No, wait, Dick, let's hear this.
In this country, want us to send our hard-earned food, clothing, seed, and agricultural equipment to the nations of Europe. Share what we have with the unfortunate, they say. Well, I say don't do anything of the kind. Let others take care of themselves.
Holy smokes, Mr. Kent! I must be dreaming.
No, you're not, Dick.
Batman always said the only decent and humane thing to do was to help the starving people in Europe.
I know. He went with Washington with me a few months ago to say the same thing. I can't understand why he... Wait. Listen.
Why should we give our bread and cotton and steel machinery to somebody else? I ask you why. If the Europeans want the necessities and luxuries of life, let them make them themselves.
How can he say that when he knows their farms and factories and homes have been destroyed in the war, and all they're asking is our help in getting on their feet again?
I think I'm beginning to see what's behind this, Dick.
Yeah, what?
Tell you later. Listen.
Finally, we have our own troubles to worry about. So let's not talk about Europe's too. They got into a mess without our help. Now let them get out of it without our help.
Jeepers! My ears must be playing tricks on me, Mr. Kent. I can't believe Batman would ever say such rotten, selfish things.
Neither can I.
The less we have to do with foreigners, the better. So let them stew in their own juice. And now in closing, ladies and gentlemen, let me urge you again to refuse to aid Europe. We work hard for what we have, so let's not give it away to a lot of foreigners. I thank you.
Batman spoke like a selfish bigot and a rabble-rouser, Mr. Kent.
Like one of the worst kind, Dick. Meeting's over. Come on.
I can't believe it. He's just the same as said, let those poor people over there starve.
That's what he said. But I've known Batman for years, and I know how he hates narrow bigots and despots like this un-American as much as you and I, and all decent Americans hate them.
Then why did he say all those awful things?
My hunch is he was forced to do this.
Forced?
Uh-huh.
What makes you think so?
Remember that recording we found in Batman's study?
Oh, you mean that fellow Jones?
Yes. Look, Batman just went into a dressing room. Here's our chance to find out. Come on.